ITA for wanting my boyfriend to come straight home after work, on some days, to help me de-stress after taking care of our 4-month-old son all day. Hey guys, hope y'all are keeping safe. Sorry for my roundabout story, but I hope you guys can advise me. I, 32 female, had an argument with my boyfriend's, 32 male, brother, 24 male, yesterday because he asked me why I was mad at my boyfriend when he came home. My boyfriend is an IT guy in a section of our government. He likes to go to the sauna almost every day, he says, to de-stress from work, from about 5 p.m. to 8 to 9 p.m. If it's not the sauna, he goes to have a drink with friends. Because of the Rona curfew, he has to get home by 9 p.m. Now I have no problem with him wanting to relieve stress or having time with his friends, everyone needs this. All I have asked of him is to compromise and come home early on some days so I can take a break for an hour or two, take a bath in peace or eat without my kids screaming to be carried. I'm a first-time mom at 32, a stay-at-home mom, and my son has refused to bottle feed, so I can't supplement with formula. Basically this means, I have to be around him 24/7. My BIL knows all this as he's been staying with us for about 5 months now. So yesterday while arguing, he implies that my mental health is not important because my only reward should be my child's well-being. And that my boyfriend's mental health is more important and that I should give him a break, and I'm not being fair. He also said that me being stressed is stressing them both out and making things uncomfortable, and the last thing my boyfriend needs is to come home and see my frustrations when he needs to relax. Now I know I'm not asking for too much, and I see red flags whenever someone makes me feel like I am. Is there another perspective to this that I'm not seeing? Comment 1. NTA. He's a parent too and shouldn't expect you to be a single mother when in a relationship. Comment 2. NTA. Your job as a SOM is to take care of your son during working hours. Your partner is still a father and has to help out. It's unreasonable to say that you have to be at work 24/7. You're not asking too much. You are definitely entitled to some time to de-stress. Update. I suppose this falls under relationships, but just wanted to let you guys know how it went. I left my BFs to go rest at my mom's. During that week, my BF never reached out to me, even if to check if we arrived safely or to ask about our son, and that was the answer I needed. End of the week I texted him to ask if I could pick my things from his place. I told him things weren't working out as he clearly didn't care about me and we weren't a priority to him. He said he didn't see what he had done wrong, which is why he had kept quiet and didn't reach out. He said by me moving out, I was taking his son away from him, yet he spent 3/4 of his free time out of the house in the sauna, 3 to 4 hours on a weekday after work and 8 hours on the weekend, every day. He said he didn't see the point of coming home to babysit a 4-month-old who needed his mother more. All I wanted was for him to come home after work on some days and take care of the baby while I shower in peace or eat food. He said it's clear I wasn't ready to have a child because he knows women who work 9 to 5 jobs and still come home to cook and take care of the kids. Implying that I'm failing because I need a break for an hour. He said we could reverse roles and he wouldn't complain at all. When I told him he should be bonding with the baby, he said he'll take over when he's a toddler and easier to handle, and that kids can be bribed with money and trips and they'll be your best friend. I did not make the decision to end this just because of this issue, it was a combination of all red flags. But to be honest, this was the last straw. I was running on fumes, exhausted physically and mentally, and I was asking him to help me, but he decided, without talking to me about it, that I didn't need a break. I believe he wants to live his life as a single man but enjoy the benefits of a relationship, sex, companionship, good housekeeping and food, when he comes home. That's not how a relationship works. For a while he made me feel like what I was asking for was too much. And that I was crazy for asking for a little consideration. Like I wasn't worth fighting for. I felt it was wrong, and talking to you guys here on Reddit strengthened my resolve. We are now officially exes, and to be honest, I don't feel like it's a loss. I only feel stupid that I chose this person and I'm tied to him for the rest of my life, and now my child is the one that suffers from my choice and not having a good father around him every day. Thank you everyone for your encouraging comments and messages. You made me feel much better about everything and like I wasn't alone. Y'all are awesome. Edit, the comments were unlocked a while after the post was approved. Sorry, neutral face. Edit, the awards smiling face with heart eyes, smiling face with heart eyes. Thank you so much.
Next story. Girlfriend has been cheating on me for 5 months. I, 30 male, recently discovered that my girlfriend, 26 female, has been cheating on me for the past 5 months with one of her flatmates. We have been dating for a year. The only time I saw her place was when I was helping her move into the flat over half a year ago. Yet she never invited me over, which I found odd. Although I occasionally picked her up from her place, she always met me outside and she never introduced me to her flatmates, despite spending most nights with them. She would always share stories about all the cool stuff they were doing. In hindsight, these were clear signs. It turns out she has been seriously dating one of her flatmates, even though she met my parents and friends. I became suspicious due to her occasional distant behavior, but many times we would meet up and she would be all cuddly and sweet again. I eventually discovered the truth when she left her Telegram chat open on my laptop. While I didn't see the messages to the other guy, as she most likely uses WhatsApp to talk to him, I saw her chatting with her mom and best friend, sharing couple photos with him and her. I even discovered that she texted her best friend about exchanging I love yous with him 3 months ago. Both her mom and best friend are aware of me, and it appears the guy even met her mom in person. I have met her best friends a couple of times, but the last time is long ago. After reading everything, I immediately called her, asking if she was seeing someone else. She confessed, expressing confusion about her feelings and not wanting to lose me. She was very apologetic, but for me it was clear that I had to end it immediately. She requested we remain friends, but I declined. This happened a few hours ago. Now aware of the other guy, I'm taking a day or two to calm down emotionally. While I'm considering reaching out to him on Instagram, I'm not sure I'm in the right emotional state to do it right now. However, I feel like he probably deserves to know that the girl he is in love with was sleeping with me up until last weekend. I also don't want to do it only to hurt her in any way. I'm obviously very angry, so I might only do it out of revenge. Maybe not the best thing to do. I don't know. Next story. My wife cheated and is now pregnant. Long story short, my 34 male wife Anna, 33 female, cheated on me. I don't know why. She says she doesn't know why either. Anytime I ask anything, it's just a river of tears. She says sorry and begs me to forgive her and forget it, but I can't. But leaving hasn't been easy either. We have 2 boys together. She's my high school sweetheart. Our families are longtime friends and are still tight with each other. They've all urged me to stay for the kids. To forgive her since it was one time. To not give up all the good because of one bad. But the worst part is she's pregnant. I found out about the pregnancy from my mother as I had her blocked and wasn't living in the same house anymore. I demanded a paternity test. She readily agreed and swore she'd get rid of the child if it's not mine. She's had nothing but curse words for her affair partner. But then all she's done since getting caught, didn't confess, is curse the guy and herself and cry. She's threatened to end herself. All she does is hug the boys and cry. I'm waiting on the results. I'll divorce her anyway, but she says the baby is for sure mine. That she slept with him once, whereas we've been intimate pretty much every night the duration of her affair. It lasted 2 months, I think. They met, talked, and slept only once if I'm to believe her. I don't know why, but the idea of the child being mine disgusts me. It feels like she couldn't commit to anything. Not to me nor the other guy. Why was she cheating if I was satisfying her? How is it that she wanted to talk about her feelings with some random man but not me? How is she sharing her deepest thoughts and feelings with this guy and being with me at once? How does that even work? I've always thought cheating was because you weren't being fulfilled by your partner at home. I've read all these stories of wives leaving their kids, denying affections to their husbands, making jokes at the husband's expense, ruining the men financially, etc. She's done nothing of that sort. She's still the best mother I could have hoped for my sons. They love her more than they love me, I know. She was still the same loving and giving woman I fell for while she was being with the other guy. I saw her texts, the ones she hadn't deleted, and every other text is I love my husband. I don't understand. I can't make heads or tails of this situation. If I did give her a baby, am I expected to forget and move back in? What if I can't do that? It's easy hating the child now because that might be her AP's. But what if it's mine and I still hate it? I genuinely don't know how to be without her. Our entire lives are interwoven. Some days I want to go back to the blissful ignorance I was living in. The DNA report takes a week, I believe. It's been 3 days. My sister, she visits Anna regularly. I'm angry about that too because she's only visited me twice, says my wife just looks at our wedding photos and cries. We have a whole junkyard collection worth of pictures and memories. She begged me to go see her once. I am clueless of how to proceed. It would have been so much easier if she had been a horrible woman for those 2 months that I could begin to look back and hate. But I can't. Life had been as normal and sweet as ever. I don't even have a bad memory of her I can use to hate her. Our last big fight before this, I can't even remember. I'm going to see her and my boys tomorrow. I think I'll ask for DNA tests on them too. I know they're mine, but you never know. Maybe I'll do it just to hurt her. Maybe I'll find something and I'll just hurt myself more. But that feels so unfair to the boys. Just how do I make sense of this? Edit. I called her. She was crying again but agreed to meet with me. I told her I was going with divorce one way or another. But whether we can ever reconcile a few years later or not fully depends on her honesty. She was crying and her voice sounded rough. But after a while she said she will tell me everything. So she does know why she did it. But for some reason she asked me to bring my sister along. My sister hasn't said anything either. I'm only praying my sister doesn't turn out to be an accomplice or something. She didn't beg for forgiveness or say think about our kids after I told her how manipulative she's sounding. She seemed genuinely shocked to realize how she was holding me hostage with her threats. Does that mean something deeper? Are they actions of someone who has remorse? Edit. I talked to her. She showed me all the evidence and I found out which the man was. I am certain now that she was in fact assaulted. However, Anna doesn't seem to think so. She says she didn't fight back and had goaded him, which made him attack her. I cannot update because Reddit is being strange. I have decided to put everything on hold for now. And just take her counseling. Nothing else until I get the paternity results on the baby. Thank you so much for all the advice. Comment 1. Why do people say stay for the kids but not don't cheat on your kid's other parent? Why is it on OP to not break up the family? Faced with rolling eyes, this is completely on OP's wife, who already broke their family apart. Infidelity can seldom be moved past in my opinion as it is, but never in a situation like this where she takes no genuine responsibility. Boo-hoo, poor me, I hate myself and am going to hurt myself is a guilt trip, not accountability. If she truly took responsibility, she would not be emotionally blackmailing OP and going around him to cry to his family to try and keep them together. She sounds manipulative and narcissistic. Update. So the DNA reports came back. And the baby is mine. I wasn't even surprised at this point. The day we sat down and talked, she told me she had returned home to immediately take her birth control pill. So she was certain the baby would be mine, and she once again said if by any chance it was the other guy's she would abort the baby. That she had no plans or desire to have kids with anyone except me. I won't lie, her words were a good comfort to me. I could tell she was telling the truth. I've been reading too many Reddit stories of men finding out their wives were all too willing to have some random man's child. I cannot lie, even the idea of that made me sick. I asked her if she'd keep this baby even if I filed for divorce. She said yes. So that's where we're at in terms of the baby. As for the other guy, not disclosing too many details, it was a relative of hers. An older cousin who had been harassing her for a long time, literally since before we even met. She just never said anything to me or complained because her family, and frankly mine too, are obsessed with the entire family comes before all mindset. I'm seeing this pressure to keep everything together happen to me in real time after all. Anyway, long story short, he had returned to her hometown around 3 months ago and started texting, followed, and harassing her. Hence why all the blocked numbers and repeated texts of being happy with me and loving only me. She admitted to sending him a videotape of us being intimate as a way to make him ashamed of her and leave her alone. That she had repeatedly spoken about me and mocked him when he insisted he could do better. She thinks all this goading and insulting had triggered him to attack her, and she never said anything to me because she is certain it was her fault for engaging with him. That if she had ignored him like before, he'd have just left her alone. I've seen enough texts, confronted enough people, and heard enough to confirm she isn't lying. Now I'm just focused on getting this woman the therapy it turns out she is needed for a long time. I have decided on legal separation for now but haven't met with the lawyer yet. Our kids will have both of us, of course, and I'm happy to know at least my irrational hate for the baby is gone. It's the only positive thing I'm feeling right now. I'm beginning to think clearer now. Reddit has helped me feel confident in protecting myself. I don't feel quite so selfish now. I will support Anna because she desperately needs it. Our relationship needs work, but that comes second to her health, our baby, and our sons. I'm going to work on us, but I'm also taking steps to protect myself and the boys. I have Reddit to thank for giving me the confidence to do this and not feel guilty. Much thanks for that. Edit, I am not divorcing her. It's a temporary separation because she needs to heal first before we can be a couple again. Her response to being harassed by that man was putting herself on me. She admitted our first time, over 10 years ago, was in part influenced by his obsession with her virginity. Meaning our first time happened before she was actually ready for something like that. Her response to his texts was sending intimate videos of us. Her response to me trying to get some space was trying to seduce me back into bed with her. I'm not a therapist, but that attitude is not healthy. That much even I can tell. Right now her idea of therapy is to pretend like nothing happened and try to get intimate with me at any opportunity. And she takes me saying no as rejecting her for being used. I'm not helping her with this separation, I know, but I can tell I'm not helping her cope by being too close either. A little separation is best as suggested by the therapist and lawyer. Yes, I know she didn't cheat. It's that the title has to be same for an update. I'm not calling her assault cheating. Comment. You're not obligated to answer these questions, I'm just trying to gain a better understanding. Cousin essayed her. This has been confirmed by sources within the family? Has the cousin attempted grooming her in years past? The tape of the two of you was sent to the cousin under duress, willingly, and to what end? I'm confused on this piece especially. I'm not implying your wife is lying, there's just a lot said that is missing context. Either way, your wife needs therapy. You're right to support that, her health, your sons, and this baby. Therapy might be a good choice for you too. Sometimes just having an outside and objective person to ideate with is tremendously beneficial. This is a complex situation. I hope wisdom, peace, and resolution rise to meet you with every step of this journey.